Pitch played out in Indore, India could get demerit points, and now in news that's just coming in, and we're breaking on India today, that the Holkar Stadium has received 3 demerit points as a result after ICC match referee Chris Board submitted his report after consultation with both Rohit Sharma and Steve Smith, the 2 captains, the captains of both teams in the 3rd test match. Now BCCI say that they will now have 14 days if they wish to appeal against the sanctions. Speaking on the pitch, Chris Broad, the match referee, said the pitch was very dry, did not provide a balance between bat and ball, and it was favouring spinners from the start. The 5th ball of the match broke through the pitch surface and continued to occasionally break the surface, providing little or no seam movement, and there was excessive and uneven bounce throughout the match. So based on this report that the match referee Chris Broad has submitted, 3 demerit points would be handed over to the Indian team.
One thing that I would like to know is, there was this test match in November in Brisbane, Gabba, where the match finished in 2 days. How many demerit points, did that particular pitch get? And who was the match referee there? Because I think 3 demerit points is a little harsh. Because this pitch, yes, the ball turned, but it wasn't dangerous. It wasn't dangerous. When Australia get to 77 for 1 wicket, it actually tells you that as the day went on, the pitch got a lot better. Even when Australia batted, you saw that it actually was completely different. India collapsed for 109, but when Australia came into bat, it was a lot different. They had that partnership between Labuschagne and Usman Khawaja, 96 runs. Now, nobody can have a 96-run partnership if the pitch is that unplayable, that you're going to have a 3 demerit point situation. So I just want to know, just to be, because all these things have to be on parity. It cannot be left to an individual. It cannot be left to an individual to decide, no, 3 demerit points. Now, that's the reason I want to know how many demerit points at the Gabba pitch in that Australia versus South Africa match got, and who was the match referee there.
Fair point, Sahibhai. And what he's trying to, speak about here is the fact that you need to have the same standard. If a test match finished in 2 days at the Gabba, and if it finishes in 2.5 days in India, then the situation should be same. If demerit points are given here, should be given there. Sahibhai, just to add on to that, would you then say, and this is something that Rohit Sharma also said in the press conference today, that when it comes to test matches in India, there is greater talk about the pitch and how the pitch is playing, and it does not happen with the rest of the world. Is that a fair sort of criticism that the Indian captain had?
Absolutely. Every time I think teams come, and basically from England and Australia, they're only talking about pitches because they're actually making a ready-made excuse before they play that in case they lose, the pitches were the ones that did us in. Have you ever heard an Indian team ever complain about pitches? They get some of the nastiest pitches that they have. There was a pitch, I think 3-4 years ago in Johannesburg, where India won the game, having lost the first 2 matches. But nobody reported that. The deliveries were flying from a length and hitting hit Dean Elgar on the forehead. But this is what I'm saying, that it is always India that gets blamed, and which is the reason I want to know who was the match referee for that Gabba game.
Let me find that out, I'll get back to you on that as well. Couple more questions. One, there should be parity, as you mentioned. If, the pitches are dangerous or the test matches don't go for 5 days, you need to look at those pitches, even if it happens outside India, as much as you scrutinize the pitches in India. My question to you is, what about the fans? Fans want to see an even contest. They come out, they want to see a Virat Kohli bat, a Rohit Sharma bat. But on these pitches, seldom do you get to see big innings because it's very tough to bat. If you're going to have 2-day test matches, does it augur well for test cricket, which is now struggling for survival?
Well, clearly, yes. I think everybody wants to see a balance between bat and ball. No question about it. That is what you want to see. That is what test match cricket is all about. Here, you're not going to see too many hundreds in a series in India because of the point situation. If, for example, there were no points to qualify for the World Test Championship, I don't think we would have seen these kind of pitches. But because India need to qualify, because India need to win the matches, we are seeing these kind of pitches. Having said that, I've got to say, yes, this Indore pitch was turning from the first half an hour of day one. The Delhi and the Nagpur pitches weren't bad. Yes, they were challenging, as you would expect in India, but they weren't anything that you could complain about, and that's why there was nothing. There was no demerit point or nothing, by the match referee. Of course, that match referee was completely different. This match referee is completely different. After an 8-day gap, you would expect that there would be a switch of match referees. But clearly, I think this pitch was tough, no question about it. Much more of a challenge than the first two Test match pitches. But I still don't think it deserved 3 demerit points. Because if it was that bad, like I keep saying, there would not have been that partnership of 96 between Labuschagne and Usman Khwaja. There would not have been the 77-run partnership between Travis Head and Manas Labuschagne today, if the pitch was that bad. That is the reason I'm saying 3 demerit points. 1, maybe, yes, okay. But 3, no, sir. That is too much. It's excess. And I think BCCI should actually appeal against this. BCCI should say, hang on a minute, and give these 2 examples, the 96-run partnership and the 77-run partnership, and say, how can there be partnerships if the pitch is unplayable?
Okay, so tell me, Rohit Sharma was asked about a lot of criticism that is coming their way by former cricketers, and he shot back saying that how many of those former cricketers actually played on these tough conditions where the ball is turning square. They shouldn't be questioning the way we are playing. I just want to know from you, because I remember that Bangalore Test match, your last series, you played on a minefield of a pitch. I want to know, in terms of ability, has that ability to play good quality spin also diminished in the current generation compared to the previous one? Maybe it's a doing of white ball cricket, too much of white ball cricket. How do you compare the ability of batsmen from yesterday years playing spin? They also played on day 3, day 4 pitches which would turn square, and the ones that we see now.
I don't think the ability is gone down. Yes, I think today with the advent of the white ball game and the success that batters have in the white ball game, to be able to play the lofted shot with certainty, they do play the lofted shot even on a pitch like this. So which was probably not done in the earlier times. So when you see Rohit Sharma get 120 on a pitch where the ball is turning, that the current guys can also play. When you see a Cheteshwar Pujara get that half century the other day, that today's cricketers can also play. Yes, you might argue that Cheteshwar Pujara doesn't play one-day cricket, doesn't play white ball cricket. But the fact remains that no, I don't think that it will be unfair to say that today's cricketers are not able to play turning pitches. They do play with a lot harder hands than maybe the previous generation. But when you see a Kohli defending, when you see the way he goes right down and smothers the ball, that today's batters can also bat. And we saw that from the Australians today. We saw that from the Australians 2 days ago. So no, I don't think that that argument is valid.
Okay, so I have a final question before we let you go. Completely out of time on the show, but this one I want to get your thoughts on. What do you make of this strategy? Now, Rohit Sharma has come out and said that, listen, spin, we think that we are good against spinners. Our spinners are better than anyone else. So there's no harm in having that home advantage. We want pitches like that. But I want to ask you, this Test match, you ended up on the wrong side. You tried to dig a hole for the opposition and it ended up consuming you. Just on the basis of the pitches, don't you think this Indian team that has beaten Australia, even in Australian conditions, if you were to have those pitches that we saw in India, first 2 days for batting, and then as day 3, day 4 comes, it starts helping spinning, spinners in the Test match, do you think that would be better suited? And because if you prepare pitches like that, even though you may be of better ability to play spin, it turns out to be a lottery. Don't you think Indian team should go back to the pitches we saw before 2019?
Yes, I think there has to be a little more thought on that because this has backfired in 2012-13 when Graham Swan and Monty Panesar spun England to a win. So yes, I don't think this is a great idea to have pitches of this quality. You want to have pitches where there's a good balance between bat and ball. So maybe the first couple of days, the new ball bowlers also can get a bit of line, and the batters can play through the line and score runs. And then from days 3 and 4, the ball starts to turn a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen in Ahmedabad. If the Ahmedabad pitch is a raging turner, India might win, but if they again
Okay.
get demerit points, and with this match referee, don't be surprised because at the slightest excuse there will be demerit points. So then I think then India, even if they win in Ahmedabad, will not qualify for the World Test Championship finals.
All right, Sai Gavaskar, thank you so much for speaking to us. This